know you are that girl. I know you see me. Can you see me? KP. I know you see me calling you, girl. Ooh, KG, that was cute. Yes, ma'am, KG. I know this service is working. I have Verizon Wireless. Our service don't break down. No. Yes, Janae. Work me, Janae. You have an incoming call, girl. Answer the phone. Now. What is going on, Mitchell?
Hello.
Child, we've been trying to do this for a while.
I know it's been a long time.
Right. I know. It's been a long time. Shoot. But do me a favor and introduce yourself.
Okay, well, I am Chelsea Mitchell. I served on the Stingette team for Alabama State from 2014 until 2017.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So before becoming a Stingette, what other dance experiences did you have?
Before becoming the Stingette, I danced. I did ballet, jazz, and modern at a
Oh.
magnet school here in Montgomery, Alabama called Baldwin. And then
Mm-hmm.
after that, I transitioned to band dance in high school.
Okay. Okay. So how was it like transitioning from your high school to like the Stingettes?
It was not as hard because we had a Stingette on a magnifying glass.
Right.
That's all we did was study the Stingette style. And it was right up the street.
Mhm.
So
Right.
that's really what we studied, the style that we tried to,
So basically high school like really helped you in the long run.
yes.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, okay.
I, even though
So
doing everything wrong, it still kind of
uh-huh.
helped a bit.
Yeah, because that's how it be like
Hmm.
when you're learning in high school, you're like doing it wrong, but then when you get to college, it's like you learn it the right way.
The right way, yes.
Right, right, right.
So
So
hard for me to transition.
okay, that's good. That's good. So in your opinion, what is the definition of a stingette?
To me, a stinker is somebody that sexy, someone who is confident, and someone that's a
Mhm.
they just draw your attention.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And that's how it is. I love looking at the stingers because they just so
Right.
sexy to me. It's just so sexy.
I still
Yeah.
day, even though I'm not
You
on the team.
do? I was I was gonna ask you that. So what made you want to become a stinghead?
Okay, so at first, my initial team was not the Stingettes, but like I said, they were literally right down the street. I'm from here, that's from ever since I was little. We going to the ASU game. We gonna sit by the band, so that's something that
Yeah.
I wanted to do. I never really knew which team, but I was on YouTube and I was watching Victoria Betts. I think
Mm.
it was a beat it video when they were outside, and I'm like, I have I have to
Yeah.
one of those girls. And
Yeah.
then on my 12th grade year of high school, Kiki was the captain and Asia was
Hmm.
and I just fell in love. I'm like, I know that girl right there in the back is gonna be the captain. I want to be.
Hmm.
So that's when I
Yeah.
really knew. Yeah, that's what I want to do.
Mm, mm. So would you say those girls were like an inspiration to you?
Yeah, they really were. And also Romissa because she's actually from Montgomery. So I'm like, okay,
Hmm.
yeah, like we could do it because sometimes people will say, girls from Montgomery don't make it, and it can
Hmm.
get urgent sometimes. But when I just watched them, I'm
Right.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's good that you had those women to like inspire you to
right.
be a stinghead. So how was it your first time trying out? Like were you scared, nervous?
I was so scared. I'm just a nervous person. So I was very, very scared because I walked in. That year it was like over 100 and something girls. I'm like, what am I doing here? So I was just really, really, really nervous, but and it was very like hardcore. Like Asia was not
Mm.
playing. Like, dang, they doing it already. Not playing. I was very nervous. Me personally, I honestly did not think that I was gonna make it.
Mm.
because it was
Mm,
that much talent in the room. Like it was
yeah.
so good there.
It's nerve wracking. Like you said, it's really nerve wracking. And then you have so many people in the room, and it's just like you don't know if you're gonna be picked. So I get it 100%.
And then that video went around the Amber right before tryouts. I'm like,
Yeah, yes, I
where
remember that video.
where is that girl?
I remember that video. Yep. So what did you do to like prepare for tryouts?
I'm not gonna even lie to you. I didn't do anything, and that was my fault because I knew I was have my butt somewhere running, conditioning, but I because I really did not know if I was gonna try out for sure. I
Hmm.
applied for Jackson State and I really wanted to try out for there, but my mom was like, "Girl, you're not going there. You better
What?
yes apply for Jackson State. Like, be real. You're not going there." She was like, "You need to
That is far.
right there to ASU." So I was,
Hmm.
"Ooh, okay." So what's the question?
Like, what did you do to what did you
Oh,
do to prepare?
I really didn't do anything, and then I know Miss Williams. She actually taught at my high school, so I remember her telling me about the clinics, and I was just like, no, no, no. Basically, psyching myself out. I was really just scared, but I was trying to be like, no, I don't want to try out. I don't know if I want to try. It was really just me being scared. I didn't know if I could do
Hmm.
it. I didn't know if I could do it. I didn't know. I didn't think that I was good enough. So I really did not prepare at all, which I should have. That's if
So you just winged it.
I just
Period.
I just went and winged it.
Period. So how
I,
did you feel like once you made it? Go ahead.
I said I wouldn't advise nobody to do that.
Yeah.
Prepare. But once I made it, like I was really just so shocked. Like I could not believe it. And then I think I
Hmm.
was one of the last people to get called. So I'm just sitting there, I'm like, if they're not
Oh.
gonna call me, they let me know.
Oh.
So I walk out. So they started calling numbers, people walking out crying. And then they was like, okay. And I'm like, okay. They're like, okay. I'm looking at that, I'm like, okay, okay. Like, am I just make the team? I couldn't do nothing but cry because I just did
Mm.
not think that I was going to make it. And the night before tryouts, I was about to quit. I was like, I can't. I can't do it. I'm like, my feet hurt. I'm tired. I got to wake up early
Mm.
in the morning. Like, I just was not ready. That wasn't
Hmm.
something I was used to. You know, high school is kind
Right.
of like play. You come to practice. You do. You know, you do whatever you want to do. But that was intense. So
Yeah.
I told my dad. I said, I can't do it. He I said, do it, but my dad. Well, anybody who know me know that me and my dad are like this. So he was just basically telling me like, I would rather you try out and know that you did your best and don't make it than for you to just quit. So I was like, yeah, you're right. So when I made it, I'm just thinking like, what if I really would have not gone back the next day like I wanted to?
Mm.
So I was just so shocked. I did not think I was
Dang.
that number. I did not think so.
Hey, but you was that number girl.
I was in
You was that number. Okay. So how was it crabbing under Asia Martin? Oh my God.
she's something else.
I know. I
Some-
heard.
Something else. But I also feel like for me personally, and I feel like I can speak for everybody else, but I don't want to. But that was the type of captain that I needed. I'm the type of person. Well, coming from where I was coming, I did whatever I want to do. Nobody telling me what to do. I think that I can just do whatever. So I needed someone to come in and be like, this, nothing else. So I
Mhm.
appreciate how hard she was on us because that is what I really needed. But she
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
tough. She was tough,
Yeah.
but it
Yeah. When I talk to people, they always say it's like really like practice is really structured, and she makes sure everybody gets it. Okay. I
mm-hmm.
love it,
And no,
and people need that. Say that again.
I said no smiling, no laughing. You come here, we practicing. Until
Oh
it's
yeah.
time to go, you might still need to be practicing. So
Mm-hmm.
that was what I needed.
What is something that she taught you that like really stuck with you throughout your Stingate years?
Something that stuck with me. I don't. I just can't think of one thing because she was really that stinky that I just looked at, that I studied. So it was really everything about her. Even when she did not think she was teaching me, she was teaching me because I'm always
Right.
watching, always looking at her. Sometimes she's like, Mitchell, what are you looking at? And I'm just like, I'm looking at you. I have to look at you. I want to do what you're doing. So it was literally everything, but especially the confidence because when I first got on the team, I didn't really have any confidence. I'm looking at the first game and I was so scared to take my eyes off her because I thought if I look away, I might not do this, I might not do
You
that.
might miss something. Mm-hmm.
But just watching her, studying her, like when she goes out there, she could be nervous as I don't know what, but when she step on that field or when she step in those stands, it's like all that just goes away. Like she's just confident in
Yeah.
whatever she does. So that's what I think that I took from her.
That's a good one.
I,
That's a
yeah,
good one.
all I stopped thinking everybody gonna say, what if I do this? What if I do that? I'm like, Asia, what would Asia do? So then
You now you got to think like that because Asia was that captain. Like she's at a standard. She's the standard. So
yeah.
what would Asia do? I understand. I understand. So what would you say you learned about yourself your crab year?
What did I learn about myself? Honestly, I really learned that I had so much to work on. Like, I never, when you come from high school, you come from the top girl, and then you come somewhere where everybody the top girl. So I was like, dang, like, I really have things that I need to work on. Like,
Mm,
and it was a lot. And I'm looking
mm.
back on videos, the first videos, and I'm looking at everybody else, I'm looking at me, and I'm like, I ain't doing what they doing. That ain't mine. So it was like,
Right.
as looking at myself and noticing my mistakes and being able to work on that and taking criticism, constructive criticism, because I always think, oh, they picking on me, but it's like really like somebody telling you something, you need to work on it. So
Yeah.
that was
That's
something.
So what, like during your crab year, what was like a Stingette element that was hard for you to grasp? Rather it was the prance or just anything.
um, it for me, and it probably is just not the stinking element. It was placement. Like
Mm,
arms so long, they'll be all over the place. So placement is something that I have really, really, really just think about when I'm dancing. Even to this day, like it was the placement for me. Like it was the place.
yeah. 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 And,
Like
and a lot
um,
of people don't think about that type of stuff too.
and it's like a lot of times at the games, I'm almost not dancing full out because I'm trying to wear. I'm like, HB telling me, Mitchell, work on your placement. So that was something that I really struggled with, my placement. The
Hmm. Mm.
on.
But let me tell you something. You worked them every single time. You worked them. You,
Thank
you definitely worked them. So what was your relationship like with your crab sisters?
So they'll probably say that I was the mean one. For
Oh
some reason,
girl.
not get to the whole sister thing, but I got into it a little bit later. But I'm like, I just didn't understand why I have to always be
Mm,
with them. Why they got to go to Walmart with me? Why they got to? I just did not understand, and they forced that on you like go nowhere without them, and I just
mm,
couldn't understand why. But then as the season went on, like those were the people who got me through some of my hardest moments, whether it was Stingette or whether it was, personal issues, like those were the people that I was always with. So I grew out of that real quick,
yeah. Yeah.
real quick.
Because you need those girls. Eventually, you gonna need them.
And it's like during that time, they are all you have. Like your friends,
Hmm.
you don't really hear from them. Oh, you're always busy, and if you do hear from them, you can't spend time with them. So it's like these
Right.
people that I'm with all the time. These are the people that I lean on. These are the people that I have to call if I need something. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
if I was a
That's
little
true.
rebellious one, the little mean one, but I got that real quick.
Okay. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So how we know in 2014 you guys were doing Bama State style. How was it, having a film and be at practice at the same time?
I really didn't have that much time with the camera or anything. So most of the time it was almost as if they weren't there. And then Asia, Miss Williams made us not, even though they come up here, practice is practice. Like you do
Right.
what you have. It really didn't affect me really because I really didn't have any camera time, and they were usually with the band more so than anything. So that really,
Hmm.
I mean, sometimes they'll be all in the way on game day, but other than that, it was almost if they weren't really there.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, as a crab, who like what upperclassmen took you under their wing, like as a big sister?
Nobody really, but Lashanae was my big. So of
Okay.
course she helped me anytime I needed it. But she had, I think that year she had like four little sisters. So I wasn't
Hmm.
just top priority. But if I needed anything, I know for a fact that I could always go to her. And if she saw me doing something wrong, of course she'll check me. But it Asia was our big sister.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Because
That's
she taught you everything pretty
right.
much. Yeah. Yeah. So going into your second year, what did you want to do differently than your first year?
I just wanted to come out of my little box. I wanted to really come into my own. Like I feel like
Hmm.
the first year, you so focused on doing everything right, doing everything your captain say. So the second year, I was like, okay, I'm gonna still listen to everything my captain say. I'm gonna still try to do everything right, but I want to make it my. I want
Right.
to make a name for myself. I want to be Chelsea Mitchell. Like that's Chelsea Mitchell right there. I want people to
Yeah.
know me. So that's why I was like, I'm gonna work on that because
Yeah.
you have top girls every year. Somebody talking about
Hmm.
something. I want to see how they feel for people to call my name in the comments and call my
Oh
name.
yeah.
I'm at the game. So that's what I worked on. Just coming into my own.
Yeah. Yeah. That's real though. That's real because a lot of people, I wouldn't say no. I don't want to say that, but I'm just thinking out loud. But
Say
I know.
it.
Okay, okay, I'm gonna say it like this. Some girls they do get jealous of when a girl comes in and they just everybody just calling their name. You know what I'm saying? So I understand you wanting to like push forward so
Right.
that people can call your name. You know what I'm saying? So I understand
Yeah.
100%. So now that you're a upperclassman, like who did you take under your wing? Who was your little sister?
The second year, I did not have a little sister, but I pretty much helped anyone who looked like they needed help, anyone who wanted help from me. Like I'll pretty much go around. But if I had to just choose one person that I helped the most, it would have been Kanika that second
Okay.
year.
Yeah.
That,
Yeah. Yeah, and I love.
and,
You know what?
right.
I love. Yeah, she was. She
So,
was.
like,
I love how. Go
so
ahead.
you better not be by me not doing it right.
Right. Right. Right. You gotta teach. Right. And I love how after this thing is y'all are still
Yeah.
cool. Y'all are still good friends. I love that. I love that. So between Asia's first year and her second year, which one was your favorite?
It was definitely the second year for me. It was
Yeah.
definitely the second year. It was
Yeah.
just so new stuff, and then I wasn't a crab no more, so it was a little freedom, and then it was just fun for me. My first
Mm-hmm.
year is strict, trying to get it together, trying to get it right. Second year is like, okay, you got it, now have fun with it. So it was
Mm-hmm.
definitely second year for me.
And I was gonna ask you, like, I understand, your crab year. That was Asia's first year. During your second year, did was she how can I put it? Was she more hard on you your second year than your first year, or did she give y'all a little bit more leeway?
I feel like she was a little harder on us because get the game, go to the game and sneak in a little something. But yeah, she
Right.
was us the second year. And I think that was also because, we were still her crabs. Because I think that second year Tay was on the team, but I feel like she didn't treat Tay the way she, treat us. And I think that was because we were her crabs.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yep. I understand. Yep.
And
Yep.
she still good. Like just because this your second year and you get complacent or try to lack up, you still need to be here next year.
Yep. Mm. So you always need a leader like that though.
Yeah. Yeah, you
Yeah.
do.
Yeah. How did you feel like being in that tail spot, but not necessarily being considered the tail?
It was, I was kind of annoyed. I'm like, what am back here for?
Right.
Stop putting me all the way in the back if you're not gonna let me do it. But
Exactly.
why. I don't know what the issue was with the tail those 2 years. I don't know what happened with that. But I know my first year, Asia actually did tell me, she was like, I want you to be tail, when we go to Magic City Classic, you know, tail it out. So I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
girl, don't tell me that. So that's why some of the videos, I'm doing some like tail things at the end, but then Ms. Williams was like, girl, no, cut that out. Don't do that no more. And okay. So ever since then, it was no more.
Right. Oh Lord, I just wish it was an official tail. That
Right.
would have been so sickening.
I really wanted to. I used to go home and practice and everything. I'm like, this is my
Mm,
moment. Never
yeah.
happened.
Dang, I really wish y'all would have had a tail. So, what would you say is the difference between Asia and Tay as far as leadership?
Asia was like literally all work, no play. With Tay, it was more of I'm not gonna say Asia wasn't fun, but more of a fun environment. Like, we gonna come in, we gonna socialize. It was more of I don't know how to explain it without sounding mean. So like I feel like I actually had a relationship with Tay. So the
Mm-hmm.
practice atmosphere just was different, and I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was just different. It
Yeah.
was work. You just working, 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 working. We have a goal, and that's
Mm-hmm.
the with Tate. It wasn't always just work, work, work. If that makes
Mm.
sense.
Yeah, I get you. It's like with Asia, she's more like the business.
Right.
And then
Right.
with Tay, she's more like, okay, we're gonna get to the business, but
Right.
y'all can kind of like chill out, a little bit.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
exactly how it was.
And then I love the fact that Tay brought in so much technique to you
Yeah.
guys. Like that field show was sickening. Oh,
Yeah.
I love that field show to this
Tate
day.
Tate was that girl now. She was that girl.
Yeah.
It was,
Yeah.
and I think I just loved Tay so much because I knew that she was a dance major, so she was over there learning new things every single day. So I'm like, I know she gonna bring something this week. I know she
Yeah.
gonna bring. So I was always excited gonna
Yeah.
bring, and then she just be
Yeah. Right. Just try it. So when would you say you fully got the Stingette style? Like what year?
I would say my third year. I
Okay.
would say really just had it, and just some games my second year it'll be there, then it wouldn't, like it would go up and down, but I feel like my third year is when I was really consistent with the style.
Yeah, a lot of people say like after that second year, it's about that's when you get everything.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Um, how did you feel like once you got to fully lead in public with the Stingettes? I think that was what 2016.
Yes. I was really, really, really nervous. And I think that's because I was never really even in the front until my third year. So even the first game, me just being in the front, being in the A spot, I was just really nervous because I came from the back 2 years in a row. And then now I'm just gonna be on the front. So I didn't really know how to handle it. I'm like, oh, this how I feel, all these people looking at you. So when I led, I was just like, I gotta get it right. I have to do it right.
Hmm.
That was all I
Yeah.
was thinking. Like, it was a lot of pressure, you know, um, everything was going on, everything happened so fast, and it was just
Hmm.
so I really, at the time, I didn't really get to enjoy the moment, soak in everything. Like, Chelsea, you didn't have fun. It was just like, this was going on with the team. We have to get up here. So I was very, very in the moment.
Yeah, that's a nerve wracking position, baby. You're right. That is a nerve wracking position. Oh, so when you were leading in 2016, did you feel um like you had to step up like as far as like leadership wise?
No, because Miss Williams made sure that. So no, like, we knew leading. That's it. I mean, he didn't practice
Yeah,
step up and step and do nothing. You
yeah.
leading, and that's it. And then
Mm,
Tay still came to practice, so it was like she was still our captain. She just wasn't leading.
right, right. Okay, okay. So was captain something that you actually wanted?
Not necessarily, and that's only because at practice I kind of got the vibe that like that would not happen for me. So at one point I just was like, I'm not about to keep doing all this when
Mm-hmm.
that's not in my future. So I'm just gonna do what I have to do while I'm here. You don't have to be the captain, to do everything you want to do with the team and on the team. So it was a time where I knew that that wasn't going to happen for me. So I never really got my hopes up or never really wanted to be. So when I led in 2016 and everything happened, I was like, maybe this really could happen for me. Like maybe this is something that that is in my future. So that's when I started to even consider, wanting to
Mm-hmm.
be.
Right, right, right. If you would have gotten captain, what do you think you would have implemented for the Stingettes?
I definitely would have implemented like a sexier sensual side because that is what I specialize in. That's what I love. So I feel like I
Mm-hmm.
would have brought that. And other than that, I just feel like the team is what it is. So
Yep. Yeah, that's true.
so
And a lot of people talk about, how sensual you are. Where did you get like that sensual side from?
I thought I got it from Asia. I just literally watched her and I thought that that's all she was doing. So I'm like, that's what I want to do. So I
Oh
literally
Lord.
watched her. It was a mix between Asia, Victoria, and who else? Asia, Victoria, Remiss. It was just a mix of everyone, and I just made it my own, or it just came out that way. I didn't know. I didn't even realize it until I started looking at the comments. I'm like, people saying I'm sexy. I'm like, okay, I didn't know.
Yes, yes.
And
People
it was like,
comment on that.
it just
Mhm.
happened.
Yeah, people comment on how sexy you are all the time. Like, and I see it. I always see it. I'm like, oh yeah, she's sexy. She better eat it up. Yes. What are your thoughts on the 3-year rule?
I hate it. I'm just playing. I really, I never really knew it was real until, of course, it kicked me off because I don't even think like in Stingate history ever, and somebody can correct me if I'm wrong, that anybody else was put off before I was. I think I was the first one, that they made an example out of. We always knew
Yeah,
the 3-year rule, but nobody ever tried to try out or tried to come back. So it wasn't
yeah,
until I couldn't do it that I was like, okay, this is real.
yeah, yeah. I really hate it because I feel like y'all have so much talent and that it shouldn't, being that you're there for 3 years, it shouldn't overshadow your talent. You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
Right. Yeah, I definitely, but I don't
But
know.
at the same time, I do understand it because I guess it's more so of a your senior year. That's when you need to focus and stuff. I get it, but
Some people don't try out their freshman year and still end up being on the team their senior year. So it's like, what's the deal?
right,
So
right, right.
I, I never understood it. So I don't know what they're doing with that. It needs to
Yeah,
be out.
right. So, how was your relationship with Miss Williams?
um, I think that me and Miss Williams had like a love hate relationship. I don't know. I'm
Everybody
not.
say that.
Yeah, I'm not gonna just sit up. I was one of the ones that was not the favorites. I can definitely say that.
Mm-hmm.
I was one of the ones that did not just have it easy.
Mm-hmm.
So I can
Yeah.
say. And now, me and Miss Williams, we might hug each other, kiss each other. We see each other today. But
Yeah.
at the time, for some reason, she just was not too fond of me.
Yeah. And you're not the only one to say that, so don't
Yeah,
feel bad. Yeah.
I don't know why, but I was one of the ones every year, somebody that's gonna get it. And I was about 2 years in a
Yeah.
row, I got it. So,
Dang. Oh Lord. How did you deal with like some of the negativity and you know, um, like challenges during your years as a stingate? Like, how did you deal with those, negative, comments or something?
I'm the type of person I don't really let a lot of things get to me. because even yeah, I don't really let a lot of things get to me. So negativity, I literally let go one ear and out the other. I know how to distinguish between, hate, negativity like that, who really try to help me and criticize me to, help me. So I never really let that get to me at all. In the
Mm.
beginning, I used to didn't even read the comments. I used to be on the bus like, what y'all doing? They're like, girl, we in the comments, you gotta start. So I never really used to even pay attention to stuff like that.
And you know what? That's really good because that just helps you mentally
Right.
not even focus on that. You could just do you
Right, because people are
and listen to your captain. Oh yeah, people are sick. Okay.
and I'm the one that be right back and stuff like
Right.
that. So I don't even need to look at
Right.
it.
Right. What is something that the Stingers are doing now that you wish your team got a chance to do when you was on the team?
Okay, other than like the negative things that were put on social media, I just love the fact that they're able to, use their platform to do, other things, even things on campus like joining organizations. We couldn't do
Mm-hmm.
of ourselves on our birthday, let alone
Mm.
post dancing videos and stuff like that. So I
Right.
like they're able to be on social media active, and I like the fact that they're able to still do other things on campus. When I was in the band, it was band only. That's all
Right.
you do. But it's like now they're able to, get their resume
Branch
up,
out.
dibbling, everything, branch out. So that's two things that I wish we could have done when I was on the team.
Mm. That's a different aspect because some people might say stand routine. Some people might say other things, but that's a different aspect. I like that aspect too. Kudos. Looking back, what would you have done differently if you had to?
Um, I definitely would have just had fun. Like, I think I was always so focused on I have to do this right. I have to do this right. I have to make sure I don't get in trouble. I have to make sure I don't make Miss Williams mad. I have to make sure I don't make Dr. Oliver mad. And it's like none of that changed my outcome or anything that happened.
Mm.
So I really just had fun, still doing the right things, but I wouldn't have went overboard trying to be a Miss Goody Two Shoes and
Yeah.
still everybody like yeah. So I would have just had fun with it. I feel like I was
Mm.
all hard on myself and trying to do everything right instead of just focusing on
Right.
having this thing. It is fun. That's something that a lot of people do not get to do. So I really don't feel like I enjoyed the moment while I was there.
Mm. Mm.
So
That's a good one. Mm. So in the video with Trinity, what made you want to what made you want to implement those new counts?
like I said, I am a Stingette fan. So even when
Yeah.
when I got off the team, I always watched. I'm at every game. I'm looking at every video that dropped. So, those were the some of the stands that stuck out to me that I really,
Hmm.
really. So I'm like, yeah, I'm
Yeah.
gonna learn these. I learned those during the season. I
Yeah.
ain't learn. I didn't learn them for the season. I
Yes,
learned them during.
ma'am.
So yeah, I'm a Stingette fan. So I just always look at stands, try to learn stands that I like. I did that even before I was a Stingette. So
Hmm.
I think that's what made me actually put those in there. The ones that I like, I did.
So being that you are, a Stingette fan and you love, what they're doing, how do you feel about them now? Like, do you feel like they're evolving? How do you feel?
I definitely feel like they're evolving. And I also think that the style is changing. I really don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I
Hmm.
definitely think that they're evolving. Field shows off the chain, like they doing stuff that we did not do. They making the stuff we did look like we was back in the
Yeah.
1970s. Like it literally has evolved, and it's amazing to see the change. So yeah,
Hmm.
the talent, like it's definitely evolving, and I don't. And by me saying that the style is changing, I don't even think that that's a bad thing. Like you can see the
Yeah.
change, see it evolving. And I like, I
Yeah.
really do.
So, being that you are a Stingette fan, what after your years, like, what was your favorite year to watch?
I have to say, Janae,
Yeah,
I loved that year. It was
that
definitely
was
just.
sickening.
Then you got Jada clowning, and then you got all the freshmen
Yeah,
just good. Like I just loved it. The
yeah.
look from the looks, the hair, just everything. I loved it.
It was so different. It was so.
Yeah. But I actually loved all the other seasons too. But that would have been my favorite since I've been
Mm.
listening.
So now we're gonna go into some fan questions. I think it's like 4 or 5 fan questions.
Okay.
So we have Tobias Lamar. How do you feel being considered one of the most legendary Stingettes and not hold that captain position?
It actually feels amazing. Like I never, like I said, during that moment, I didn't realize, the impact that I was making or the name I was making for myself. I was just happy to be there. I was just dancing. So after I left the team and I saw all that, I was like, wow, like they really like me. Like they
Hmm.
so it was just really refreshing, even after I didn't make the team, because of course, I was hurt. But to see that people, still love me, I still made my mark, I still did what I had to do. It just made me feel good. It made me feel very refreshed.
That's good. Yeah. Shelby Carter. She said, "What counts did you create?"
None, girl.
Oh Lord.
None, none. Me and my crab sisters, we came up with the what's the one? Uh, uh, something like that. We came up with that
Which
one. Yeah,
one?
talking about
Which one?
it. Mm, mm.
Oh yeah, yeah. And
Yeah,
then boom. Yeah.
it was like me, Amber, and I want to say Destiny Lawrence. It was like three of us in a group, and we came up with that one. Other than that, like I said, I was never able to. Nobody ever wanted to see what I had. So
Oh Lord. Oh Lord. So I have another one from Jamal Taylor. Was there any moment that you wanted to quit being a Stingette at any chance?
other than that day, right before tryouts, no, I was just grateful to be there. So I was like, if God gave me this moment, I'm gonna have to do something with it because there's so many people that wish that they can be here. So it was never a
Right.
time to quit. It got really, really hard, but I knew that I had to push through.
Mm, that's good. That's good. So now we're gonna go into fast pass. So fast pass is basically most of the time it's an either or question, or you might have to name something. Okay. So you
Okay,
have to just like, but you have to do it fast. Okay.
okay, this so fun.
So top 3 uniforms.
Okay, the white pants with the cut out in the middle. Um, the white long sleeve unitard with the diamonds all around the
Oh.
neck,
Mm-hmm.
and the last one. What would the last one be? Ah, um, Magic City Classic Gold with the rhinestone around the neck too.
I'm trying to think. Ooh. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it. I'm gonna find it.
Like when Amber them had on the jackets and stuff like that. I like that.
Yeah, the bubble jacket. That was cute. That was cute. Top 3 least favorite uniforms.
The one that looked blue, but it was really black with the gold right here. We wore it out. You
Oh
know,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
like
Yep.
that. Um, the one when we had Magic City Classic my first year with the white with the gel lines.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And
Yep. With the wig.
I didn't like the Twix outfit either.
Which one?
The one
I'm
that we
trying to
wore
think.
at the parade with the wig.
Oh. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god. So fast, medium, or slow?
Slow.
Okay. Okay. Favorite field show?
She came to give it to you. But
Oh yeah.
when we all did it, I think it was Alcorn.
Mm-hmm. Favorite stand song?
Um, what's it called? Return.
Oh,
Uh,
yep. The
uh,
return. Mm-hmm. Um, favorite count?
ooh, probably the one like this.
Mm-hmm.
That,
Mm-hmm.
I love that one.
Character heels or jazz boots?
Jazz boots.
Leading or following?
Following
Stance or field?
stands.
A spot or tail spot?
tell if I can actually tell.
Okay. Okay, so I have four more questions for you.
Okay.
No, three more. Um, if you could have an all-star team of 14 Stingettes, who would be on your team?
Okay. Asia. Do I have to be on team? Because I told you I'm a Stingette fan. I want to
Yes.
watch.
Yes,
Okay.
you're on the team. You're on the team.
So Asia, Victoria, Foster,
Mm,
Jada, Janae, Yasmin. Who else? That's seven. Romissa. Who else? Tay, Courtney. Who else? I have four more. Brianni, Naya. I got two more. I'll go ahead and go with Mayfield and Pricky.
okay. Yes, I like that. That's a team. That's a team right there. That is a team. That is a team. So, what advice would you give someone that wants to try out to be a stinghead?
I would tell them to make sure that you prepare. Preparation is everything. Make sure you prepare. Make sure that you go in there and you perform. You have to make yourself stand out from everyone else. Everyone is a good dancer, but what is going to make them look at you? What's going to make them pick you? So you just have to find that it factor and bring it out.
Right. Oh, that's some good advice. That is some good advice. So, what's going on now? Like, what do you have going on?
Well, actually, right now I'm teaching here
Hmm.
in I'm an eighth grade science teacher. But I really want to open up my own dance studio. Um,
Mm,
really want to. I know like dance clinics and stuff have kind of gone down, but we have them everywhere else, Atlanta, Mississippi. But I really want to bring it here to Montgomery. We don't really have a lot of dance clinics or even schools or classes. And this is where the stingettes are. So
yeah.
I want to make sure that we take care of home.
Hmm.
So
Yep.
that's
Yep.
what
That's
I do.
yeah. That's good. I'm glad you have like a, at least something in your mind that says, this is what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? So that's good. That's good. So I want to thank you for coming here. You did so good. I'm glad you was not nervous.
And I was
Yeah.
nervous.
I told you we was gonna have fun.
Yeah.
Yes. But I want to thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so
You
much.
welcome. You welcome. All right.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, yeah. Bring it up. Yes, Chelsea Mitchell.